In this video, we will see the basics of key-based animation in Blender. So here we'll keep the cube. And before animate our cube, I will just show you a few things about the interface here. So you have the timeline. You can see that you can just click with playing the animation, play reverse, or go in the end, or go from key to key. We will see that with when we will add keys into our object. You have the possibility to show the seconds. By default, it's the frame. So a frame, it's an image, and 24 images will make 1 second in Blender by default. Here you can see there into the scene options, you will have the frame rate here, 24 frames per second. Okay, so you have the start and the end. You can manage this and add more images. So by default, it's 250 frames. It means that we will have a little more than 10 seconds. Okay, here we can view the time code to see the number of seconds here. Okay, if needed. Control T is the shortcut for that. And you have a dedicated interface for the animation that shows here. So you have the dope sheet, 2 3D views. In my opinion, I would add the graph editor over there. So the graph editor shows the animation curves, and we will show that a little more deeply in a few minutes. But now let's just animate our cube and show how it works. So to add a key, you just use the Y shortcut, okay? So the Y shortcut will give you a key here. A key is something that tells at this time, my cube is like this. It means what I mean like this. It's here. It's at 0 for the location, at 0 for the scale, and at 1, at 0 for the rotation, and at 1 for the scale, okay? And when I insert a key like that, I can just insert everything. But if I just click on Y on key and search for rotation and scale, I can just insert a location value and keep the rotation and the scale free. You can see that it didn't show the yellow. The yellow shows that there is a key on it. If I move my cursor, the green shows that there is a key, but I'm not in the frame of this key. And so if I insert again with K a location here, you can see that now I will have a new key. But if I move my cube and with K insert a location here, you see that there is not this line available here like before. It's because we have different values. If there are no different values, it will just tell that there is nothing between the two keys. So here, if I just click and drag, you will see the cube that will move progressively from point A to point 2 very easily. And now I can just go maybe in frame 190 like this, move again my cube, and with K insert a key of location. And again, you will see that now I can have the animation of my cube. Very simple to understand. But what is good is that you can play with separate keys, like you can separate the rotation and the scale, for example. So let's tell you will make a rotation that will start at 50. And you insert a key of location, a key of rotation. Good. And maybe it will stop at 140. So let's make a rotation now, just freely like that, and insert a key of rotation. So now what we will have the cube that will move, but not rotate, and start rotate at 50, make the rotation, and continue to move, but start rotate at 140, as you can see. So it's very important for people doesn't know animation at all. It's very important concept to understand that you can separate the keys if needed. For example, I could add another key of scale here and tell that the dimension here looks good. So I insert a key of scale. Good. Now I go there and maybe I will add 3 keys, like I will go there, scale it down, insert a key of scale, and go there, scale it up, and insert a key of scale as well, okay? So now what we will have is this. It's just start moving, okay? Start rotating and moving at once. Start rotating and moving and scaling. And then after, start to grow up. Okay, continue to move and stop moving and continue to grow. So yeah, you can see that it's a very important way to understand how it works this. And you can just, in some cases, just insert a Y like that, and it will fill the all keys like this. But be careful, in some cases, it's good to separate keys like that. So it's important to understand that. And that's the goal of the basic tutorial I will show you. It's how to bounce a ball, kind of animate, anime style, little cartoonish style. So let's remove this and let's add a sphere over there. So we'll add a sphere, we will take a UV sphere, simple, not that complicated sphere. Okay, maybe something with 24 will work well. Okay, let's say that it will work well, and even 16 might work even better. Okay, easier to select what I want to select. So here in edit mode, in top view and in wireframe view, I will select the faces and just make 2 shaders. So I will create a shader, okay, that will be red. Good. And that I will call red as well. And a new shader that I will put as a yellow, okay? And call it, guess what? Yellow. Good. So what we will do, we just select a part of the mesh that will be in yellow, okay? We did see how it works already in the shader section here. So I will just select with the C tool. So I just call it with C, but you can use the circle one here over there. It works exactly the same way. So it's just to paint the selection that is good for you, okay? So I want to create a kind of beach ball like this. So again, with C, I select what I want, just like this, and just like that. Good. So I have this, and I will assign this. So now in rendered view, I should have something like this. Good, we have a ball. So I would like just to make a rotation into the x-axis 90 degrees. Like this, we will see the ball turning point here, just like that. Good, and let's say that our animation will be something like this. So the ball will rotate and move. Okay, so we'll make something like this. Bounce here, it means that we will have the ball that will stretch a little, bounce here, and rotate and move after, but let's say more quickly, like more rotation, okay? So basically, it will be this that we will do, okay? And for this, we will just start our animation. Let's say the end of our animation will be 150, for example, to have something quick. And now let's move this over there. Okay, good. So we have our ball ready to bounce and move. So what I will do, I will just insert a location. We will start with the location first of all. We know that at frame 75, let's guess that it will be the middle of our animation. Okay, it will be near the center over there, a little under the ground. Let's say the x-axis here is the ground, a little under the ground, because I want to stretch it like this later. Okay, so I will insert a key of location. And then after I come back here, see where it was more or less. So on the line like this, it will bounce and go a little less high. So maybe somewhere here, you can just draw here where it will be more or less. Okay, if you want to add just a mark like this, you go in 150 and then you place the ball over there near here, and you insert with K a key of location. So what will happen now? What will happen is something like this. You see that the ball will create a kind of roundish shape, no bouncing at all. It's because by default in Blender, the basic curve that Blender will use is the Bezier curve. And let's show that into the curve interface here. So if I go into the graph editor, I can see my curves over there. So, and you can see that here we have the different values in the X, Y, and Z separated. That's why this one is important. And if you go into the sphere actions here, sphere action, and click on that, you will have the basic curves shows in red for the X1, in green for the Y, and Z for blue for the Z, okay? And it's the Z one that doesn't work well here. We can see that we have this kind of animation that doesn't work well, and it follows more or less the shape that we have. So what we would like is have a shape like this, sharp here. And to do that, we can play with this curve as we play with the curve in 3D view. So let's go there and go into interpolation mode and into, handle type. Or interpolation mode might work as well, but for this time we will just take the vector here. Now I can play with the handles and just with J like this, add this shape, okay? So now what we should have is something like this. It works far better, as you can see. But the animation is not finished. So here you have basically the X1, okay? And the X1 goes straight from here to there, so it's not that bad. In some cases, you can use, for example, here the interpolation mode to make it linear, for example. So it will go like this, okay? Maybe a little better in that, yeah, I think it's a little better, this. Now, we would like to play with the rotation. So let's say our sphere will make, our ball will make one entire loop until it bounces, and then after maybe one and a half entire turn like this. So let's go to the rotation here. Let's start into key 1, and we will insert a key of rotation. And we know by making the rotation that it's the Y value that will move here, okay? So what we will do, we will just go into frame here until the bounds, so frame 75 here. And what we would like is an entire loop, so 360 degrees. You don't have to make sometimes any manipulation. Just by making this, it will work as well. So I will make K rotation like that. And another way to have a rotation is that you can make some operations here. Like let's go into 150. So, okay. And you don't want to make math. So you go there and you make plus 360 again and plus 180 because we want one turn and a half. And it will give you the result directly. And you don't have to use the key sometimes, the K shortcut, sometimes you just put your cursor into the value that you want to add and you use the Y, and you see that it will create a key directly over there. So now what we will have, if we show only, you see that we have the rotation values that shows now. So if we just show this, we can see a long curve over there. It's because it's 360 degrees, so lot more of units. So what we will do, we'll select everything, and like in the 3D view with the dot here of the numpad, we will just can show everything that is selected. So perfect. And now we can see the rotation. Basically, we have nothing to do here. If you want to make it accelerate or not, depending, you can just play with the interpolation linear like we did before. But honestly, here we can see that we have the turning that works well, accelerate after. So not that bad, okay? And now let's think at the bounce here. So how it looks when you zoom in here and when you show here with the right arrow and the left arrow, I can go from frame to frame, okay? So here I have basically my ball that will be not stretched, and here it will be stretched, and here it will be not stretched. So I'm sure that here and there, the scale is at 1. So let's go into that. I insert a key over there. Like this, I'm sure that already before and after it's the right shape. And here I just make SZ to have this kind of stretched ball like this, okay? And I insert a key over there. Or I could make, like we did in the beginning, with K, insert a scale, okay? And now what do we have? We have the ball arrives, bounce, and continue. So you see it works pretty well. When you go quick like this, you just have a little bounce and it goes. Okay, perfect. And we could make shade smooth on that. So this is the basics for animate the transform values. So it means the transform values, the location, the rotation, and the scale. But imagine you want to animate something else. Like for example, the color of the ball. You can do that in Blender. And you can do that for all the sliders in Blender, actually, that are related to an object. So it means that you have a lot of possibilities to make some animations. Imagine, for example, here we go into rendered view and add a light, okay? And maybe this light will be kind of area over there, okay? With GZ, I put it above. Maybe a big power, like 500 maybe, or even 5000 for this one, okay. Good, so imagine you have a lamp. You can play with the power of this lamp as an animation. Let's say in the beginning in the animation, okay? Maybe the lamp wants to follow this, so we can make a rotation first and insert a key of rotation. Good. And then in the middle, it follows still. Okay, so I insert a key over there and it still follows in the end. So like this, I'm sure that the lamp will follow well and kind of track the ball always, okay? But what I can do, I can play with the color of the lighting or the intensity of the lighting. Let's say in the beginning, I will have a really low power, like 20, or maybe 100, at least it will show a little, or 200. Okay, I can insert a key just like that. I just select the value and let it just add. I increase this in the middle. I put the value here and I even increase more, like 20,000 here and insert a key. So now the lamp will move progressively and the power will go up progressively until the end. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot of possibilities. Imagine here, if you want to change the color of the ball, no problem, and the yellow can becomes blue during the animation. So let's go there in the beginning, maybe add a key into that. Okay, so with the Y shortcut, and at frame 150 it will be the opposite, so maybe a blue like this. Okay, and I insert one over there. So now what you can see is that progressively the yellow becomes blue until the perfect blue over there. So it works for all the sliders. If you want to play with the alpha, so it becomes totally transparent here, you can play with that as well. So make a character or whatever thing that you have in the scene disappear. You can play with an animation like that. Okay, let's say you want to make the entire ball disappear like this at a point. So let's say it will be at the frame 108, 120, and it has to be very quick. So suddenly it disappears. You have to do just the same animation for the yellow and the red shortcut. The yellow that is blue now, it's a little crazy. So let's insert a key over there for the alpha and go one frame later, okay? And you put it at 0, insert a key, put it at 0, insert a key. And that's it. So now, if I don't select this, you can see that the ball will bounce, starts to become blue, and after this will disappear. And you have a lot of possibilities there. Imagine that this works, for example, for all the shaders, for all the modifiers as well. So let's say, for example, you want the ball to grow. And for this, you can use maybe the solidify, okay? You will just use the only rim, maybe increase the thickness here. I have to select it. Okay, so you have to put it outside like this. You can play with this value over there. So let's say you want it to grow like this, so you just go in the beginning. Okay, let's say in the bounce it grows. Okay, so we go in the beginning. You just play with the thickness here. We go there. Maybe it will stay like this until here and start to grow there. Okay, you increase that by going here. Okay, and then after it's big. So much possibilities, as you can see. Same for an array modifier, it will work as well. So you can see that you have an array modifier. If you want to increase the count progressively during the animation, it will work as well. So let's go with that. And for example, if you insert the key there, go into the end until it shows, and maybe you go progressively and to 10 here. Okay, so it's a little crazy, but just to show you that it will work with the things as well, with all the sliders that you have in modifier. So it's a lot that you can do with the settings over there. So that's why I think in Blender animation is very powerful. And in the next video, we will see a little example to continue with the skis. I save you here this file into the source files as usual, and we will animate a logo into the next video. In this video, we will see how to animate a logo here. So the first thing that we will do, we'll import our logo as an SVG file, or you can model it yourself with curves as we did see already together. But we will go here into File, Import, SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. I will go into the right folder here, animating a logo, and I will have the logo blender.svg. I import this SVG file and go and see, select the objects and make a dot like this to see the objects that I have selected. So I just want to remove a few objects, like I will remove that one, I will remove that one. Maybe I will not keep the blender. I will maybe just keep that one here over there. It might be better for our project. So what I will do, I will just select this here and duplicate it and put it into a new collection that I will call logo reveal. Good. Let's create that. I will hide this one. And now I will join these two objects here because they are separated objects. So I will just join these two objects. I will go in edit mode, and now I will just add a new shader inside it to keep the original shaders that we had in the beginning. And I will assign this to this selection. So I will select with L and assign this one to this selection to still have the good color here. I will just go and set an origin to geometry like this. It will be in the center, and RJ here just like that. RG just like this. Okay, good. Now I would like to have something a little bigger because my item here it's not even 1 meter. I would like something big. So maybe I will put 20 meters. So I will scale it by 10 first of all, and then scale it but by 5 again. Oh, maybe just by 10 again. So scale it by 100 in the end. Good. So now I will have a big logo like this that will work well. What I will add here is just a simple geometry. So I will go into the geometry tab here, and I will just use the extrude value. So I want something maybe near, yeah, let's say near this. Looks not that bad. Okay, a little maybe less. I will put it on the ground, and maybe add just before it, I will just add just a little of bevel, just a bit, just like this, not a lot, just to have a nice bevel over there. Maybe just half of it, 0.0005 might be good in my opinion here. Okay, like this, just to have something but not too big. Okay, in front view I will just put it on the ground because the logo will be on the ground. I will add just a simple plane here. It will be the ground itself. So I will scale it like 100 as well. So this one has to be really big, maybe even scale 10 more, just to have something really big, because we need something at least, yeah, 1000 meters, let's say. Okay, good. Now I can add my camera, and this is with the camera that we will make the motion. Okay, so here what we will do basically is having this kind of animation here. So I will go in perspective view to show you that. So basically what we will do, we will go and we will go slowly from far here until we join the logo here, and we will have this kind of motion with the camera here that will reveal the logo, and we will have a nice animation on it. Okay, so maybe we want little things into that plane. We will see how to manage that, and just to have little details, maybe kind of sci-fi things, or I don't know yet, but we will see that. But first of all, we will make the camera motion. Okay, so this will be the ground. Okay, and now let's add a camera. Good. So this camera has to be with Alt R and Alt G to have this kind of here orientation, okay? And we will make a GZ over there. Good. Now what we would like is go until the end of our animation. So it will be somewhere around here. So with GZ, we want our logo to be revealed like this. Okay, maybe GY a little to frame it. So yeah, more or less it will be this. Maybe GZ a little more just to have this kind of framing. Okay. So now that we have this, it will be the end of our animation here. So what we will do, I will just add an empty, and I want to add this empty at the same location of this. So what I will do, I will add, I will make here Shift S, and it will be the cursor to the selection. Okay, like this I will have the cursor to the selection, and then I will add an empty. This empty will manage the orientation and the move of the camera. Okay, so this empty, I want a sphere, I want it big like this. I can really see that. I can scale the camera. It will not change my framing. I just to see more the camera. Now I want this camera to be parented to this empty and make a Control P. What will give us what it will give us, it will give this kind of motion, okay, with RX like this. Okay, if we're going to camera view, if I make RX, you can see that it's exactly the kind of motion that we want. Okay, so really if we make RX 90 degrees and I go in camera view, okay, I have the end of my motion already. Let's say that our animation time will be 120. It's a logo reveal, it's not that big. Maybe yeah, 120 should be okay. Good. So now what we have is this. Now I can just animate the motion of it. So basically I will go with just this kind of motion with GY. Okay, so I will just move my camera over there until it comes here, and then until the frame 80, let's say. So let's say that the frame 80 might be good here. We can change anyway the rhythm by moving these keys if needed, so no problem with that. And then we go until frame 110 and we make a rotation RX 90 degrees negative, just like this. Okay, so just this one, RX 90 degrees negative, like this, it goes up. Okay, and we insert a key just like this, just with Y, it's enough. So now I would like this kind of motion here into frame 1, so maybe GY. And we just have to see in the camera view where is the Blender logo. Is it far? GY, yeah, it's far. And this is really what I want, something that looks like very big and far, okay? And now I can insert a key. So what it will give us without the empty and everything, we can hide this. So it will give something like this. Okay, good. That's what we want more or less. Now maybe what I can do to show a little more the motion and add little more details into our plane, what we can do is just play with different kind of settings here, but what we will just add is some things into that plane. Okay, so we will just go into that plane and we will just subdivide this plane a few times with Shift R okay, to have this kind of shape like this. Looks good already. And what we would like is add a cube here. It will be just a simple cube just to add some more details, but a little more randomly into that object. So we'll put it under here. And what we would like is play with the Bagapai add-on here, and you remember with J, you go here and you can scatter objects into that, okay? So you will have some little cubes over there everywhere. So what you can add is play with the distance here. Maybe I should apply the scale before of my object. So we just make Control A, apply scale, and make it again, okay? J, scatter. We should have more in that case, far more. Maybe a little too much, but we will see. We pray a little. So we have, oh, too much. So just to have less, what we will do, we will play with the density max and go at 0.1, I guess. Yeah, it starts to be good here with 0.1, and it doesn't show too much things here, so it's okay. So what we will do, we will just play with the randomize here. So the position here we will play after, but let's go with the scale here, like 0.1 maybe, and 0.5 maybe in that case should be enough. We can play with the scale randomize here as well. So for example, if we want to manage 1 here, okay, maybe 0.1 at this value here everywhere, and 0.5 to have something with different shape into it, okay? And maybe the z value, we keep it like that, just like this. Looks good over there already. Maybe maybe this one I would like to have it less big over there to have this kind of motion here. Yeah, it will look better in my opinion. Okay, it's just to add a little ambience into it, and now you can see that you will have this kind of motion. You will cross all less cubes, and finally you go and see the reveal of the logo over there. Good. So we can add a little texture into it. Very simple texture will work. We don't want something crazy. And some lighting as well, because we want to animate this with light and shaders. So let's go with that. And we want something similar, like maybe a concrete for this plane, and maybe for the cube as well. So let's go for that. And for this, we will use EV as a render, because like this we will have a quick animation. So let's go for that. We will add maybe not an HDRI, but a simple here, a simple light sun, not too strong, because it will be just a light that will show a little the ambience over there. We will use the ray tracing here, so it will show it better. And now it's just adding little more details everywhere. So what we will do, we want to play with here the world. So we want a totally dark background here. So to have something like this will look better. And we can play with another light as well. We will add another light. It will be a big spot here, okay? And we will show that like this. And this spot will light only the logo, okay? So we can see the logo. So it has to be above it. It has to add a big power, like 2000 maybe, I would say, at least 2000. 10,000 might be good. Yeah, it will look better. Okay, maybe with cheesy, put it a little more like this. Nice. So now we have this kind of scene. If I remove everything here, you can see that we will have this kind of scene in the beginning. We will go through everything like that, very quick. And we see finally the logo over there that shows up. Okay. So to show a little more all of this, maybe we can add other spots here. So inside view, let's take this spot and make a duplication of it and a rotation like this. It will show over there and another one over there as well. Okay, so like this it will show the Blender logo well. So let's continue, and now we can see the logo arrive and go like this, so it will be far better. Okay, maybe we can even add 2 more with Shift D and make a rotation like this. So in that case, we can make a Y here to just have a nice orientation. Okay, and something like this. So now we just have to play with the shaders themselves. So maybe we can add a little more here, less, sorry, roughness, to have something that will show a little more the details. So I will go there, and same for this one, less roughness. Okay, to have something more interesting. And then you just add more details into this by just adding a texture, a concrete texture or something like that will work. So we'll go into the shading section here, and we will play with a new shader for the ground. Okay, and this shader we can even play with something that exists already by going into the asset browser. We know already how it works, and go to the polyheaven there. Okay, so we'll go into the textures, and this asphalt looks great actually. Let's see how it works there for this object. Okay, so let's see that and increase the number with the scale value. Maybe 20 might look a little better. Okay, it looks already better, and we don't want to see too much the duplication, but by going with the orientation we can even increase a little that, maybe by going to 40, something like this might work well. And we will make the same for the concrete cube that is above, under here. Where is my cube here? It's here. Okay, good. And I will make the same here for this one. So just click and drag on the cube if it wants, because it will duplicate everything here, so it may take a time until we have the shader. Good, so here we have the shader. So you see that it has this duplicated way. So what we will do, we'll just make a new one with that one, and now we can play with the scale that will work better, maybe something like this. Maybe we can play with the object. Let's see how it will look here. Will it look too much duplicated? Oh, it's okay, we just have nice objects like this. Okay, looks good. Let's go there and see how it will look here. So into the camera view, I come back into my layout here. maybe I will increase um, the ambience by add a simple HDRI. Okay, let's go for this, and we will finish this animation simply. Let's go into the main layout again, go into Asset Browser, into the HDRI section. For Polyhaven, HDRIs, outdoor maybe, and maybe what we can have maybe as a night ambience, a little simple ambience. We have this, looks great, I like it. So let's go for this one, okay. And now you can see a little more the details of the environment, just like this. So now what you will have as a final motion here, if I come back into my timeline, okay, so you will have this. You will go and see Blender logos reveal. So it's an example on how to use the animation to make it look more natural and let's say more interesting. What you can just add here is less light into that. Okay, so we'll play with the strength. We can go like this to make it less strong. Okay, and for sure a better here background would be good. I did see here, and maybe we'll use it, that we can use really good HDRI for space. So I will show you the website. So yeah, in case you are interested, it can be a good way to add a nice background here, so you can see the different maps that you can download. I did download one in case you want to use it. So let's go there, and what you can do in that case, you can go into the shading here, or HDRI, or the Easy HDRI add-on, okay? But we'll go with the Easy HDRI with the animated logo folder. I will have one here, so I just click on accept, and there is only one. So I create the world nodes, and it will create this for me, this kind of nice space over there, as you can see. So it can be good for a background just like that, okay? And it's a good quality. So I will increase the sky strength at 2 maybe, or even 5, just to start to have some light, okay? Yeah, to have this kind of light setup. I will come back with the sun, increase a little the strength of the sun here, maybe at 0.5. Yeah, too much. 0.2 might be good. Maybe a little orientation of the sky, of the sun. And look, now we have something that will be good. So now you can see that we will have this kind of motion, and that it will look perfect for what we want. And what we can do as well is add a little here motion blur. So if you use the motion blur, it will increase your render time. So without motion blur, one image with F12, for example, okay, it's not even 1 second, okay, so very quick. But if you add the motion blur here, it will multiply your render time. Oh, not that much. So we can use it actually. It's okay. I will increase the shutter to have a strong effect. Like this, we will have this kind of, you see when I make F12, you will have this kind of nice motion effect here to have this kind of effect. Looks very good. And now what we can do as well is manage the output of our animation. So what we will do, we will want to create maybe a render subfolder. So I will just add a render subfolder here. Okay. And we will create a name for animation, which will be logo reveal. Good. So this will give us by default 120 PNG files, and it's not really what we want actually. We want an entire video. For in some cases, in case you want to make some compositing in another software or something like that, you can add, you can keep the PNG like this. You keep the alpha value here. And in case you want, for example, to remove the background here by using this function here, okay, you will have a transparent background, and maybe you can put the background that you want over it. But for this animation, we'll not use that. We will just use the FFmpeg video. So like this, it will encode directly an FFmpeg video there. So you have different settings that you can use for the encoding. Here you can see you have H264 in Matroska or in MP4. Me, I will just use this. So into encoding here, you can choose the file that you want to export. Me, I want MP4 like that. You can play with the quality. Me, I want something perceptually lossless like this. It will have a good quality. The encoding speed, I will keep it like that. I have no audio for this video, but I can add some audio if needed, but it's not the case for that. And now I can render my animation. So when I want to render an animation, you can see that it's Control F12. So let's do that, Control F12. And now it will render all the frames of my animation, so it might take a little of time. And when it's finished, I come back to you and show you the result. Okay, it's finished. It wasn't that long actually. And now if you want to play, you just use the Control F11 to show the result here. So you can see the result over there. Okay, and you will have the animation just like that. So it shows how it works to manage a simple animation logo reveal. I don't want to go too far with this kind of motions. It's easily to understandable. Me, I want to show you how it works with a character and how to animate a character with a rig in the next video. In this video, we will see how to use the rig to animate a character. So here, basically, you have a rig. What is a rig? It's a kind of armature, a kind of skeleton that you put inside inside a character or inside an object to can deform and can animate it. So here it's a finished rig, and we will see how to build these rigs in the chapter 15 if you are interested in. But just in case you download the character and there is a rig and you want to know how it works basically, so we will see that into that video. Here I did download this one. It's available in Blender Studio here, so you can find it over there in blenderstudio.org. So let's do that. Okay, and take this one here. As you can see here, you have the in studioblender.org. You have a training with animation fundamentals, and I use here these fundamental rigs that I can download directly from here. So that's why it's interesting. Into this website, you have a lot of characters to download as well. So just a simple one, easy to understand like this. So what you have here is some objects that will be some here some handles, let's say, and here if I move this one, you can see that the entire foot and the entire leg is moving, okay? So same for here, if I make G here, you can see that the entire arm will follow just like that. And if I take this one, maybe I will have this kind of motion, okay? So very simple to understand, and the basics of the animation here, okay? So you can turn and just explore how it works, how this works basically. Just sometimes just the scale will increase or decrease some spaces just like that. Yeah, this one is a little interesting. So let's go for make just a very simple animation from pose to pose, okay? So basically how it works like that. Here, if you go into the beginning of our animation, you can make a pose and insert some keys into each of the controllers that you have here, okay? So let's make a little pose. Let's say you will just have a boxing kind of motion here, just a jab, okay? So for this, we will put the hands up. And what we will do, we'll take this one and put it over here. This one, put it there. Maybe a little rotation. Okay, just like that. Maybe a little rotation on that one as well. Put it down like this. The character is well in place, just like that. Maybe we want the shoulders to be a little high in that case. Okay, so maybe we'll do that after the hands. So let's put the hand into the right location here, okay, just to have the right motion. Good. And as we can see, the elbow here is not in the right position, so just by taking that one, we can put this into the right position just as it should be, okay? In case here we'll make exactly the same thing here with a rotation over there, rotation here into the z-axis, put it here, maybe a little more high. So be careful with this elbow. Sometimes it needs to be well made here like that. Okay, so now we have something that looks a little better. Okay, maybe the head will be a little like this. Okay, a little inside as well. Good, the shoulders here to protect the body here a little. And now we have a nice boxing pose, as you can see, just easily. Okay, so if in case you want, you can close the hands. So here maybe we have some hided things into the layers. You can see that you can show some things to have more options. So I will take this one, and like this I will can just close very simply the end, just like this, okay? And I will make the same for that one, exactly the same. So what you can do in case you have a character that is symmetrized already, maybe it works for that one, I'm not totally sure, but I will select these two here, and I will make a Control C, okay? So I copy the pose here, and what I can do, I can make Control Shift V, and it will give the same pose but into the mirrored side. So like this, it's very easy to manage the mirrored pose, okay? Maybe I will put this a little here, okay, have this kind of curved motion into the back here, like that. Yeah, it looks better in my opinion. Now maybe this one here and that one here. Good. Be careful with your thumb, my friend, you will crack it. So just a little rotation and a little rotation here will help. Nice. Same here. Okay, a little rotation here and a little rotation there. Now it looks better, like a real one. Good. So now we have our model that is ready. We have an entire pose. And what we can do, we can make it simply. We can just select everything and insert a key, or you just insert a key on what you want. But in that case, I will insert a key everywhere. Okay, so I insert a key with Y, and like this, I will have the first one here. I will remove this key over there. I did put it by mistake. And let's say in the frame 5, okay, my character maybe will escape from a jab from the other in the opponent. So let's go there, and for this I will just go here. Okay, I will just go here with this as well. Maybe make a rotation like that, and maybe put it here a little higher, like it protects itself. Okay, good. And this over there, good as well. Take care of the elbow. Good. Maybe a little rotation on the end, a little rotation on that one. Good. So now we have a simple motion. Let's select everything back and insert a key like that. Okay, so now we just have the motion like this. Okay, very easy. And now in here we can put it into the left side maybe. So like this, it will just move a little like that. You know, there's kinds of motions here. So over there, maybe put this. The head might move a little over there as well. Be careful of the elbow. It goes a little crazy here. Okay, good. So, and maybe a little turn like this. Okay, good, to kind of prepare something here. Nice one. I like this pose actually. Good. So what we have is a good pose. We insert the key and now we have the escape over there. Okay, here. Maybe move this a little or it will look a little crazy. I insert a key on that one. So okay, we have this. You see that you can start to have a really nice motion very easily. And now it will just prepare really the jab. Okay, so we will put a direct here with that one. So what we will do, we can just prepare a little. So the preparation, I put every 5 frames here, but after you just have to manage the rhythm to make it look better for sure. So it has to be here, okay, with this, comes here, over there, good, comes here again. And maybe a little on the back. Maybe the shoulder will move, shoulders will move a little as well. Okay, I'm good with that. And now I have a pose. I insert a key, okay? And I can make finally this. So it will go here with RZ like this, Okay, we'll put it, or we'll put him over there. Be careful with this hand, it's to be here, somewhere here. Okay, and this one has to be somewhere near here. Good. With the right here. The shoulders has to be more like this. And here the elbow is going totally crazy. So where is the right elbow there? It's this one here. Good. Perfect. Not so big rotation here. Maybe here, like, might be good. Nice. And now we can even make it a little like this, a little more. Good. I like this pose. Looks good. And now maybe the foot here has to make a little rotation and a little rotation of this. Okay, just like this, simple. And maybe here a little more there. And you select everything and you insert a key, and now you will have this motion. Okay, looks pretty good. So now it's just adding new poses and make this kind of motion very easily. What is good with a pose is that you can play with the mirrored pose. So let's say, for example, here you are happy with the results and you would like to come back to the original pose here but invert it and go, for example, here. So let's take all the bones here, make a Ctrl C and put it into this one with Ctrl Shift V, so it will invert the entire one. And what I will do, I will just add a movement to the entire character with GY like this to put the foot into the right place. Okay, and I will insert a key like this. You will have this kind of motion up and it goes directly to it. Okay, so yeah, take care to take everything. Okay, so these ones are good but not the rest. So I make Ctrl Y, Ctrl C, and Ctrl Shift V like this. I will have this and insert a key. Okay, so now I will have this and it will continue and ready to continue the fight. Okay, so it works with basic key animations. I really recommend you to take a course, an entire course about this, because it's really specific and it requires a lot of skills to make good animations. So don't hesitate to have a look on other courses, on other trainings if needed. But here you can train yourself with this kind of images as well for walking or run animation, like for this run cycles or walk cycles. Okay, so if you go into walk cycle, go with an image of reference like this. Okay, and you can see here the basic poses that you will have to use to make a right walk cycle animation. Okay, so don't hesitate to experiment with that, and this character is perfect to experiment with their settings and with their motions. So don't hesitate to use it. I just save this into the source files, and into the next video we will see how to manage the the face for a character, we will just add some expression into a character with the shape keys. In this video, we will see how to use shape keys to add some expressions to a character. So here what we have is a basic character here. Sometimes you just have a simple rig that manages the movement of the body and of the hands, of the legs and everything, but not the expressions, and you just have a simple bone for the entire head. Sometimes you manage the expression with a rig, with the expressions with a rig, and sometimes you manage it with the technique that I will show you here. So in that case, let's say, so we just have a simple rig character, and we will see how to rig this character later. But how to add the expressions of the characters that we can see on the animations on TV or something like that. Okay, so this technique is basic and simple. You just have to understand it. You just go there into the shape key editor over here. Okay, so what you have by default is plus, and you will insert a basis. The basis is the shape of your object. Okay, so let's take our object that we want to add a shape key on it, and let's add a basis. So the basis will be this pose. Okay, very simple. Let's add a new pose, for example. Let's go into a key 1, okay, and we will increase the key at 1 in edit mode. Okay, so let's increase that key, and now let's say, for example, we would like to move, so we'll go with the X symmetry here, and we would like to make it a little angry, this character. Okay, so let's take maybe this vertex over there with the proportional editing mode here, and we might just play with this to make him a little more angry. Okay, so let's move a little this expression just like that. He's not happy in that case, really not happy. Maybe here, yeah, a little like this, and maybe this a little down. Okay, just like that. Okay, just simple expression from this. And now you can see that you can play with this, between this and that. Okay, so this you can call it angry. Let's make an happy one. So we put the key, we call it happy, let's say. We go into edit mode, we increase the level at 1, or it will not work. Be careful of this. And maybe it will be happy. So maybe it will look a little like this, happy with this, yeah. Okay, and you can find other possibilities by using the sharp, for example, to make a nice smile. Okay, that will work well. Okay, so this will be just like that. Maybe go for something with this that goes up a little. Okay, to stretch the entire thing like this. And let's say we are happy with this. Okay, it looks good. It's happier now. Now I can just stretch this and make this kind of expression and go from this to this if needed. Okay? And you can mix different keys. Like for example, let's say you want something with the eyes closed. Okay? So I want to close the eyes just like that. Let's go into another key and you will tell eyes closed. Let's go into it, increase that. We will use here the connected only, it will be easier to manage. So I will just progressively close everything like this. Okay, and make the same here. Sometimes you have inside view to push it a little above like this. Okay, here just close this better, here as well, here as well, and like this progressively you will have something that looks good. Okay, maybe the entire shape looks more like this. Okay, remove a little the curve here, and we have the eyes that are closed, so now we can play with this setting as well. So what is good with that is that it can be angry, but with the eyes closed, okay? Or half of it, okay? Or happy with the eyes closed as well, okay? And you see that it works pretty well. So yeah, sometimes where they are mixed, you see that you have some little differences. You just come back in one here and increase this level over there, okay? Push it a little and it will work. So now you can play with the settings very easily. So it will be the same for the mouse expressions and for everything that is related with text. Okay, for lip sync or things like that, you will just make basic expression like the M, the P, the Y, the O, the E, and all the phonetics that we use into the language, and after you can just play with the settings and add some expressions with that. Okay, so basically it will be this, and you can for sure animate this. You can play with sculpt mode as well for this. For example, let's say we would like to have maybe the mouse that is full, okay, or yeah, with big here, so we will call it mouse full. Let's go with that. And we can make it in edit mode, but we can make it in sculpt mode as well. Okay, so you can see that here in sculpt mode we have a very basic one that is called grab. Okay, so you can check here, over there we have the grab tool, and with the grab tool, when you make a little like the painting, the texture paint with F, you increase the size, and you can just click and drag and make the mouse a little like this. Okay, let's say a little big here, over there. Good. And maybe you can close a little the mouse more. Okay, just to have something like this. Okay, he's eating something now. Good. So we have this. Now we come back in object mode, and you can see that it makes the same effect. Now you can play and mix different settings. It can have the mouse full and be angry the same way. Okay, so it will work very easily. So now we have the settings, and for some cases you have a lot of these expressions. Here I made it symmetric with symmetry here, but you can use the eye close left, the eye close right. You can really play with the different expressions, or you can play with angry and happy, and it will look with a kind of different expression there. Who is really a bad guy? He prepares something. So here, what we have now, we can go into the animation there, and you can see that now into the dope sheet editor you can find the shape key editor, and you will find your shape keys directly here. So it's a good way, for example, for animate, and for example frame 1 is happy. Okay, so you increase that, and you see that it will add directly a key. So that's why it's very good to play with this. So let's go in frame 5, and now he's not happy, he's angry. Okay, it will add a key directly there as well. Okay, and it will close the eyes, maybe going there, eyes closed at 0. and now at 1, okay, and now at 0 to have a blink just like this, okay. So it will be just like this, okay, and very easily you will can create your animations if needed, okay, just to play with that. And yeah, you can see that just in a few clicks you will have some expressions and some animation into the character just very easily. So sometimes the shape keys can be added into the body too. For example, you will call it corrective shape key. Like for example, when you close the arm, sometimes this part is stretched and you have to make a corrective shape key to make the arm look good when you close the arm like this. So it's another way of using the shape keys as well. And yeah, so you can do some morphing, you can make a different character too. For example, here, let's tell that you want a new character really that looks differently with everything. So let's put back everything here at 0, and let's go back into our layout here. So for example, here you have these settings. My cat is talking to me. Okay. You have here this face, and maybe you want to change this, and maybe you want an elven character. So let's go into that. Let's go there, and maybe you want some to stretch this, for example, okay, with the ears. So with another sharp here, increase the key or it will not work. And now we can play with the settings here. So good. Now we want something a little more animal, so maybe we will play with this as well. Increase this and this. You can come back to sculpt mode to help you for that, okay, and quickly you will create this kind of new character here, okay. Maybe you will close the eyes a little, okay, stretch it like this, add more over here as well, and you can really play with that. The nose has to be maybe finer with something like this, okay. The here, the rest of the mouse here over there has to be finer as well, and maybe the mouse with less here, okay, something like that might work better. So here we have a new character with it will be an elf, so maybe this nose over here, just like this. Okay, good. Now we have a new character, and we can come back in object mode and change to have really a different one. So very easily, as you can see, you have a different character, but it's the same. So you can create different variations of or different characteristics of your main character if needed. So that's it for the shape keys for expression. You see how it works basically. This here works very well in animation, as I did show you here. You can really play with that very simply. And into the next chapter, we will start to animate with simulation. So here we did use key to add some keyframes into the animation. For the simulations, you will let the physics and the gravity work to make the animation. And so we will let Blender work a little.